Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be reviewing what claims to be a sustainable option in nail polish removal, which I think is pretty interesting. These are the Sign Tribe's Remove and Chill Reusable Nail Polish Pads. So these are by the same company, the Sign Tribe that did that Remove and Chill or Nail Fix and Chill cream a few years back. They had changed their name, I think, because Netflix probably hit them with the old cease and desist there. But this brand's mission statement is to take their ideas and turn them into, quote, innovative statement products. So I'm not really sure entirely what that means, but we're going to kind of see together. All right, so this particular product claims to be the only sustainable nail polish removal option on the market. It's $16 at Ulta, and I think probably at most of their retailers, but I got these at Ulta. And you get 3 pads. They're made out of viscose and polyester. And you also get this like little metal storage tin. The tin has some cute little like drawing designs on the side, just giving you some basic information about the product itself. And then on the bottom, you have some simple 3-step instructions on how to use them and how to clean them. The pads themselves, when you open it up, you got 3 of them. They all look the same. They all feel the same. They're all just like a black kind of rough microfiber to the touch cloth. And the tag itself shows that the outside is 80% viscose and 20% polyester. And the inside of the pad itself is 100% polyester. And they are quite thick, so they seem like they're going to be pretty absorbent. And I think that that could either be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on how much acetone or nail polish remover or whatever you choose to use it soaks up. So the claim is that each pad can remove 25 full manicures. So that means 75 full manicures in the set. Now, at 75 removals and at $16 for the set, that means that it's going to cost you approximately 21 cents per removal. Now, that is far higher in the grand scheme of things than if you used, say, like cotton rounds, which is what I was using before. But in the name of sustainability, sometimes we are willing to pay more for something that's going to be, in theory, better for the environment. But we're going to talk about that part in a little bit. Now, the company also says that these should last you 16 months about. Now, at 75 manicures over the course of 16 months removed, that's just under 5 manicures a month. For a normal person, that's probably more than reasonable. These would probably last you even longer than 16 months. But I have over 800 nail polishes, and I am not a normal person. And I paint my nails at a minimum, just my fingernails alone, not even including my toes. I paint my fingers at least twice a week, sometimes more, typically more. So at a minimum, I'm painting 8 manicures a month, which is 8 removals a month. I'm gonna go through these far faster than your average person. So I'm not sure how truly sustainable these are for me. I mean, it's definitely better than cotton rounds, but it's still a lot faster for me to go through these than the average person. So now that we've got all that out of the way, let's get into the footage of me testing these out. We're going to see how you use them, how you clean them up, how well they work and all that. And then after that, I'm just going to tell you some of my thoughts and couple of the concerns that I had for these, because I'm not really sure just how environmentally friendly and sustainable these really are. I painted my nails 5 different colors. 1, a cream that stains my skin if I'm not careful. 2, a basic cream that's usually easy to remove. 3, a textured polish, the Zoya Pixie Dust line. 4, a normal finely milled glitter that is difficult to remove. And 5, a chunkier glitter that is also difficult to remove. I'm just using 100% acetone here, and I have already soaked the pad. You can see right off the bat, I'm super impressed by this, because usually when I use a cotton pad, like the the color stains the acetone, and then the acetone is getting all over my skin. But as you can see here, because of the absorbency of the pad, we had no issues whatsoever. And then when I went on to the basic cream polish, that red stained acetone doesn't spread out all over my finger, so you see no staining here either, which is really impressive because once you do the first nail of a staining color, once you remove that first nail, every single finger after that, if you're using the same cotton pad, just gets doused in slightly stained acetone, and then you have to use even more cotton pads just to clean up your skin. So far is really impressive. We jump over to the pixie dust nail. Now, if you're familiar with Zoya pixie dusts, they feel like sandpaper. They are hard to get off by traditional means. And so that's why I was so impressed at this point that I hadn't put any more acetone on this yet, and it was coming right off. Now, I think that's due to the microfiber aspect of these little pads. They have those kind of like loopy fibers that probably like hook onto those chunkier textured pieces, and they pull them right off, and I don't see any kind of like residual damage to my nails that I sometimes get when it's cotton pad removal and it's just ripping and ripping and ripping. So again, impressed here. Now this, I probably should have added more acetone at this point. After 3 nails, I'm sure it was just about dried out. This is a polish that I have time and time again forgotten to use a peel-off base coat for some reason, because when it dries down, it feels quite smooth, especially under a top coat. So I just don't think about it until it comes to removal time, and then you've got just glitter everywhere. It feels, again, like a sandpapery mess, and it shreds your cotton balls to bits. And you can see that even here on this microfiber remove and chill pad, it's doing the same thing. It's pulling some of those threads out. It's kind of difficult to remove, but I can say with 100% certainty, it's far easier to remove this with the remove and chill pad than it will ever be with a cotton ball or a cotton pad. It shreds everything it touches, even apparently the sustainable option. But I think that had I put a little bit more acetone on this, I wouldn't be having as much of a struggle as I did. And next time I use this polish, I'm just going to soak it off as if it were gel, because I can't stand this. I hate what it does to your nails. I hate getting those like stringy things everywhere. It's just so gross to me. The final polish that I chose was I think it's called Taco Tuesday by Sinful Colors. And it's just a chunkier glitter. And, I just wanted to see how this performed on not only like a smaller glitter, but the chunkier glitter. And I did decide to throw a little bit more of that acetone on. And that was when I kind of realized, like, okay, that was probably my issue with the previous nail. There just wasn't enough acetone. And as you can see, typically when you use a chunkier glitter, the base color will go away first, and then you've got to kind of scrub at those like thicker glitters because they are like glued into their place. But again, just like the previous polish, it is pulling a little bit on that black fibers, but not nearly as bad as it would be with a cotton ball. Now, I am a little bit more careful with my pinky nails when it comes to removal, just because for some reason I always bend those nails painfully far back, and under them is very sensitive, so I try to be way more careful with the tips of these because I don't want to break them. But as you can see, it is coming off in kind of a big mass, and it's not as good as I thought it would be with the glittered polishes here, but I am glad that it's still better than a cotton ball. And I'm really impressed with how well this did on that pixie dust, because I usually have a harder time removing a pixie dust than I do a fine or chunky glitter. So I was actually really shocked by the results of this. Not what I expected at all. And as you can see, all my nails are clean. So the next step is cleaning this pad. As you can see, it's kind of covered in glitter. So what you do is you go to your sink and you run it under some water. It says you can just use normal soap. I use my dish soap, and I just tried to work it into the pad like all the way through so that everything was kind of coated. And then you just run it under the sink water until all the soap comes out. Now, I'm going to talk more about this at the end, but you saw how much glitter was on that pad, and now all that glitter is down the sink. And I'm just not really sure how great that's going to be in the long run there. But as you can see, it holds its shape and it looks brand new. So what did you guys think? I have a lot of thoughts here. I'm just going to get right into my pros and cons list. So I have 3 pros that are really nice. I mean, one, obviously, the first one is less waste. You are not creating as much single-use cotton waste, which is something that I've been trying to get away from. I'm not super educated on environmental sustainability and things like that, but I do try to be sustainable where I can. You know, we have reusable straws here. I use reusable makeup remover wipes. I use like the makeup erasers. I have reusable cotton rounds, so they're like made of I think like bamboo fiber, bamboo cotton, and I use those for like putting on my toner and things like that, and then I just wash them and reuse them. So I'm all about making less waste here. The other really cool thing is there's no cotton residue, which what I mean by that is I hate when you're taking off a nail polish, and like especially a glitter nail polish with a cotton ball or a cotton round, and you've got it and you're like scrubbing because glitter does not just come off the nail. And if you're dumb like me and you forgot your peel off base coat, you're just scrubbing away. And then you like pull the cotton round or ball or whatever away from your nail to see like how are things going. And you've got like the full on like Santa's beard of cotton that is shredded off your cotton ball. And it's just stuck to your nail now with the glitter. It's really frustrating. It's really annoying. I don't like the like extra little like cotton fuzzies that get stuck all over my hand. So that was a pretty big pro for me. I don't know about you guys. And then the other thing is it's like nice and compact. You know, you've got this little tin. It's easy to carry around because you just wash it off and let it dry. It's super easy to like throw in your suitcase. Whenever I go traveling for like a week or so at a time, I always bring like a little nail kit just in case, or for the inevitable case of me wanting to paint my nails again. And I'm always grossly overestimating how many cotton rounds I'm gonna need to take with me. So I bring like half the tube because I'm nervous that I'm not gonna have enough for some reason. And so this is kind of a great alternative to that. But to me, that's kind of where the pros end and the cons begin. Now I have 2 that seem like kind of larger cons. The smaller of the 2 is the price. Now I understand that paying more for sustainability is something that is necessary a lot of times. If you want something that's going to last you longer, it only makes sense that it's going to cost a little bit more than the disposable option. But I did the math. I've got it right over here. And when I was looking at how much cotton rounds cost, I think I checked like Amazon or Ulta or something, and I did the math on that. I use about, like I said, 3 cotton rounds per removal, and it still comes out to only about 12 cents because it was like 4 cents per cotton round. So 12 cents total for one removal with cotton rounds, 21 cents total for one removal with these guys. I think that, 9 cents difference? To me, not a big deal in the grand scheme of life. Some people, though, they really care about that. So I just wanted to talk about these are a little bit more expensive in the grand scheme, in the long run. The bigger of the 2 cons, though, is I don't know just how sustainable for the environment these are. When it comes to the disposal process, you know, when you are throwing out nail polish and nail polish remover, acetone, all that kind of stuff, those are classified as hazardous chemicals, and they do have a special disposal process. Like, you're not just supposed to throw a bottle of nail polish into the garbage can because if for some reason heat was applied to the trash, it could explode or cause like damage, and that could harm your local sanitation workers and things like that. So they do have a specific disposal process, and it's not just pouring it down the sink or anything either, which is essentially what you're doing with these. Now the bigger concern is glitters. I don't think that glitters in nail polish are biodegradable, because I imagine they would break down with all the solvents and things. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong down below, let me know. But I really don't think that nail polish glitter is biodegradable. I think it's plastic, which, as we know, is filling up our oceans. And when you wash plastic down the sink, whether it be in your like glitter eyeshadows or now in your glitter nail polishes, that can find its way to your waterways. Fish can digest it, it can pile up, you know, animals are getting sick. So I was really curious, is that even a great idea to do? I don't think so personally, and I definitely am not going to be washing these anymore. The more I thought about it, I was just like, that doesn't sit right with me. So I'm going to use these as much as I can as far as like normal removals go, but I'm not going to wash them because I don't feel right about that. I did reach out to the company and ask them. I sent them an email and I wanted to know what were their thoughts on that, because I wanted to make sure, I wanted to see if they had like a better explanation for me about maybe I am wrong about like the biodegradability or something like that. I emailed them maybe 3 weeks ago and I still haven't gotten a response. I will update you below if I do get a response, but I really doubt they're going to respond. You know, I was really polite when I asked, and I just reached out and I said, you know, I really like the idea of this product and sustainability. I was just curious about your thoughts on if washing glitters and nail polish waste down the sink is truly safe for the environment. And, you know, no response. I wasn't trying to be accusatory. I just wanted to know if they had a statement, but nothing. So one thing that's not really a pro or a con, it's just kind of like a weird aside, is the website also says that these can be used as makeup remover pads. I wouldn't recommend spending $16 on 3 very small makeup remover pads. There are way more cheap options on the market. Like I said, I use makeup eraser. It's, I think, $25 for the ones that I use. They have like sets of 7 that are like this big. And even though they look pretty small, just one of those is enough to take off my whole face. So that's like if I'm doing full foundation, eyeshadow, mascara, everything. And they give you enough for 1 week, and then you throw them in a little like washer bag, wash them in your washing machine, and let them dry, and they're good for the next go. So I would say do makeup eraser. I think people on Etsy make like way cheaper alternatives as well. I've heard some people just go to the store and they buy like a big microfiber cloth and they do that. So I really wouldn't recommend buying these just to take off your makeup. So there's my review. What do you guys think of this product? Do you have a little bit more knowledge than me on as far as like nail polish and the environment? If so, please share down below. Let me know if like my assumptions were completely wrong. Do you guys have any ideas for sustainability as far as nail polish, as the hobby goes, removal, all that? One big thing that I do as far as, I don't know if I call it sustainability, but it's like I guess it is, reduce, reuse, recycle. Whenever I run out of a nail polish, top coat, whatever, I clean out the bottle and I reuse that. Either I'll put like a nail oil, or I'll use them for another top coat or base coat, because I have some big like refill bottles of those. So that way I have a couple bottles going at once. Just that sort of thing. I try not to go through too much like waste in that way. But it is hard, you know, because like I said, single-use cotton products are kind of a staple in your nail polish kit. So let me know down below if you have any ideas and what you thought of this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!